In response to the surge in the number of infections in the country brought on by a third wave of the novel coronavirus, the Ministry of Health issued a revised set of guidelines under Alert Level 3. Signed by Director General of Health Services Dr. Asela Gunawardena, these guidelines will be in operation with immediate effect until further notice. With regard to public transport under Alert Level 3, the maximum capacity of passengers in a bus or train should match the number of seats available. For private taxis and three-wheelers, the maximum number of passengers allowed is limited to just 2. The guidelines instruct utility service providers to provide all essential services with the use of minimum staff and others to work from home. It also applies to the private sector companies. According to the revised guidelines, supermarkets, shopping malls, financial institutions, clothing shops, grocery shops and bakeries are only allowed to accommodate 25% of the total customers in the space available. It says 1.5 square meters of available walking space can be considered adequate for one person. Street or mobile vendors, filling stations and construction sites are allowed to operate with strict adherence to guidelines under the concept of DREAM. Crucial prevention measures against the coronavirus are captured in the acronym DREAM. D for distancing, maintaining a physical distance of at least 1 meter from others, avoid public gatherings, crowded places, close contact settings and confined and enclosed spaces. RE for respiratory etiquette, A for aseptic techniques and M for ensuring the wearing of a face mask. In the case of courts, a maximum of 25% of the total number of people that could be accommodated in the available space are permitted. However, at prisons, no visitors will be allowed. Via the revised guidelines, schools, preschools, higher education centres including universities and tuition classes are instructed to be closed until further notice. As for weddings, they will not be permitted until the 20th of this month and the decision will be reviewed in line with the prevailing situation. Meanwhile, funerals will have to be conducted within 24 hours after the remains are released from hospital. Also, the number of attendees are cut down to a maximum of 25. Indoor or outdoor parties and public gatherings are not allowed until further notice. The Director General of Health notes that at places of worship, no collective activities or gatherings should be conducted. Cinemas and theatres across the country should be kept closed until further notice. As for restaurants, only a maximum of 25% of the total seating capacity will be allowed. Wine stores can operate but under the DREAM concept. However, pubs, bars, casinos, nightclubs and betting centres as well as spas are ordered to remain closed until further notice. As far as hotels, rest houses and guest houses are concerned, a maximum of 50% of the total capacity will be allowed.
Ayush Sapire Super Aluttawuruddak Veva Lever Ayush